Okay, so I've been trying to find out the best way to do this stuff because this fully compensated stuff is just mind-boggling. So I've looked at all these methods, and the best method I found was this chart method here. So the first thing I'm going to do when I get my test is write this down, okay? This is going to be key. So it's going to tell us our normal ranges, but it's also going to tell us these acidic and basic sides that'll come in handy here. So you write down acidic on the left, basic on the right, and then I write down our pH, which is 7.35 to 7.45. That's our normal range. And then the CO2 is a little tricky because while yes, CO2 normal range is 35 to 45, we have to have it flip-flopped in order for this method to work. So that's why we write it 45 to 35. So we know that anything within these values is normal and anything outside is not. And then we have our bicarb, which for our class's sake, which this is, I think, the reason why so much of these other methods is not working for us is because of this range here, which ours is 24 to 28. So for 24 to 28, we have the 24 on the acidic side, 28 on the basic side. So we also know that this is the pH of 7.4, which is really, really key for this method as well. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to give it a little trial. So we come here and we see that 7.36 is still normal. It's still within our range. 30, however, is not in our range. It's less than 35. And 16 is less than 24. So we have these two off and this one normal, so we know it's fully compensated. So next we're going to have to figure out what kind of compensated state it's in. So we come over here and we're going to start writing this stuff down in our chart here that we make. So which one is the normal value? The pH. It's going to be the normal one every time for fully compensated. And then we come here and we go next to CO2 and 30. And what side is 30 on from the 45 to 35? Well, it's not greater than 45, so it's not on this one. It's less than 35. So 30 is on this basic side here. So CO2 is going to be our basic value. Now we come to bicarb here, which is 16. Well, 16 is less than 24. That's on that acidic side. So that's why it has to go in this acidic square. HCO3. So now we got to look at the pH, because this is how we're going to be able to dictate this. Since our pH was 7.36, which is less than 7.4, making it more acidic, we go with whatever one is in the acid state here. So this one is going to be the one we choose to go off of because this was less than 7.4, making it acidic, so we go with our acidic row or column. Now we look at this and we see it's acidic, and what is bicarb for? It's for metabolic. So that's how we know that this is fully compensated metabolic acidosis. Okay? Let's do another example. So we'll get another chart here. Here's another example. pH 7.38, CO2 is 50, and our bicarb is 31. So we already know that these two are not within normal ranges, but our pH is, so it's a fully compensated situation. So we write our pH in the normal here. And then we work on CO2. Well, CO2 is 50. 50 is greater than 45 and lands on this acidic side. So 50 now is going to go in the acid. So we're going to CO2. It's 50 acidic, greater than 45 acidic. And then we go down to our bicarb. Bicarb is 31. Well, 31 is greater than 28. It's on this basic side here. So that's why we write our bicarb value 31 in basic. So HCO3 because it's basic. Now we have to focus back on this pH here, which our pH was 7.38. Well, 7.38 is less than our 7.4, which is acidic again. So this time, for the acidic one, we have to go with whatever is in here, and it's the CO2 this time. Since CO2 is respiratory, we know that this is going to be a fully compensated respiratory acidosis situation. That's just 2 examples. You guys can trial and error it too in practice. This is the only way that I found it to be 100% accurate, and I think it's because of this value here, not being 22 to 26. But for our class's purposes, this is what we need to go by, and this is how I'll probably be practicing it from here on out. If you guys have any questions, let me know.